Maupay nga kulop, maupay nga adlaw ha aton nga tanan. Ininaliwat kami han aton regular nga programa han social action and Sagrado nga Kinabuhi digdidad han tawo komunidad. So haamon mga avid nga followers, pwede ka mo mag-follow ha amon Facebook account, the Voice of the World Media Network, ha YouTube, VWMN Borongan, DYVW at Spotify, FM online on radio, we have stnews.org, AM Land Radio nga 1368 kHz, and parang local nga channel sa Borongan, we have Channel 13, Maydolong Channel 13, San Julian Channel 20, and Dolores Channel 15. So this afternoon, we are privileged and honored to have here two of our guests, our partners, from the Diocese of Jewel. We have George Lopez and Kathy Douglas. So we'd like to ask you first, how do you find the Philippines, Borongan in particular?
Well, first I want to say thank you for inviting us. This is wonderful. I find it completely beautiful. The place, the people are wonderful. The 2 weeks I'm here are two of the best weeks of my year.
And thank you also. I'd like to thank you for inviting us to have this opportunity to speak. Coming to Borongan is such a joy for me every year. I really look forward to it, to the point that my husband's like, just go already, because it's the warmth of the people here. And as missioners, I think George and I would agree, we're greeted and with such genuine warmth and hospitality. We feel part of the community when we come, and I think that's why we come back, because we feel that we belong, that we have this home away from home in Borongan.
So that's why you're also wondering why you keep on coming back, like Joyce is the third time, and then I had interviewed Norma and Rich the week before,
Yes.
and then Norma is in her 9th year, and also Rich. So, and we're also happy to have you here every time. If only you won't go back anymore. I mean, we'd be happy to have you permanently in Borongan. But anyway, I was talking to you, George, earlier, how did you started coming here? I mean, what brought you here?
Sister Clarissa, she came to the United States and spoke at our church, and a couple other missioners had already gone, Ray Rogers and Terry Dingbaum. They had gone previously, and I heard Sister speak, and when she talked about the people here, and I felt it in my heart that I wanted to at least try and see if it would work for me.
Yeah.
And I'm on my 3rd year, so it worked.
And it did.
Yes.
So, what about you, Kathy? When did you start hearing about the mission?
Well, actually, from Mary Jane Trinkus and Dr. Vic Trinkus, they're from my parish, and actually Mary Jane and I are in a Bible study together. So she had been coming for at least 11, maybe 12 years, and I would hear the stories, and I would say, Mary Jane, I'm going to go. One of these days I'll go. But I have, family, and the children were young, in high school and college. And then, as life marches on, it opens up a window. And Sister was visiting, speaking at our church. When she visits in the United States, she comes to our parish. I invited her to our home for a visit. And I think it's that personal invitation that she said, Kathy, why don't you come to the Philippines? And I said, Sister, I will come. And that following January.
That's nice.
It's very hard to tell Sister Clarissa no.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very
So anyway, for the information of everyone, the medical mission, the Bulig Kablas medical mission is not just a mission like for sick people. So we have also the construction and the outreach. So I don't know very much about the construction because I'm very focused on the medical side of the mission. So I think George should shed light on us and what are they doing, who are you, who are you construction beneficiaries and all that. So maybe George, you can share with us how you go over your construction concerns.
Yeah. Every year, it changes every year as to where we're going to be. Each year I've been here, we've been working in a different place, which is wonderful. We're helping someone. We've worked in the charity village for the Oikos. We've worked in town This year, our focus has been on one of the houses that the Oikos have for their children. And every project is different. In construction, we come to assist. We aren't in charge at all. So as far as what the project is going to be and the different pieces, that's already determined. But when we come, it's just to help. It's just to be extra hands and extra feet and sometimes extra muscle. And that's why we're here. And it's been a wonderful experience. The local workers are very skilled. They're very talented. And I look at what they can do with the limited tools and the limited supplies. They do wonderful work. And I'm proud to take pictures home and show people that I worked on this, and people are surprised. They're actually surprised at how much gets done in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You cannot construct, a house here, in just 2 weeks, but then you can do it. I mean, it's like magic.
Yes.
Like you assemble all of this, and then so it's so. Is there any particular criteria, or that before you come, that you'll be on construction or
Yes.
assigned. So, way back home, is there any criteria, like who would be our beneficiaries this year, like the kind of people, or do you know who will be your beneficiaries if ever you're going to construct houses here when you come? Or it's just like, because we were also having these shelter programs after Hayat with the CRS, I was also privileged to be in charge of, I think, 1,000 shelter houses in the north.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about construction, but then nobody was available, to manage the program. So the bishop said, yeah, you have to handle it. So though I was so hesitant at first because I don't have any, I'm not technical, especially in construction. So, but what we did was, we come up first the criteria, who will be the beneficiaries of this shelter programs. Are you also into that, like having a criteria, who would be
Right,
the recipient of your construction?
Yeah. That is actually not decided by us. It's decided here locally.
Oh,
Because they know the need better than we do. So they understand who needs the housing, who needs repairs, who needs our work. So we really, sometimes we don't really know until we're getting on the plane. But that's okay. We understand that that's part of the process. That's part of the missionary process, is whatever you need.
Yeah.
We are here to assist. Like I said, we're not in control of any of it. It is, the people here are in control. We just love to work with them. And so, yeah, we don't have any input as to who is going to get housing or who is going to get assistance from the construction team. That's all local.
So meaning, because we had been planning, for the mission, it started in 2005, and it keeps on, getting bigger and better and expanding. Like before, we don't have the construction, we just have the medical, and then I think a couple of years, and then construction entered, and then another couple of years, and then the outreach program. So we also have here with us an expert on our outreach, program. So maybe
I
we
would know.
can hear more.
I don't know if I'm an expert, but I will say that the outreach program grew out of a missionary, Rita Nathanson. She wanted to go on mission, and I can't recall how she heard about it, but she said, I don't do construction, I'm not medical, but I'm an art therapist. And they said, yeah, come on along, we'll find something for you. So through partnership with the Oiko sisters, they began this outreach. So Rita was the first one, and the program has grown from there. So in the subsequent years, I think we have quite a few this year working in outreach. And we come from different backgrounds: computer science, arts, sales, technology, teaching, etc. But we just, like as with construction, we come with open hands. We'll do whatever needs to be done. And also, like construction, we don't always know what our calendar will be, but it is truly, as George said, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because part of being a missioner and part of our formation is that openness.
Yeah.
and that willingness to go and do the next thing that needs to be done, and whatever that is. So you have to, I think, as a missioner,
Yeah.
have that in your heart, that it's not doing what you like to do, but it's
Yeah.
doing the next thing, the next thing that needs to
And
be done.
usually there's always unity in diversity.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
even
yes.
if we came from different backgrounds, we came from different, we have these different races like men, and we come from different religions, you know, we still, you know, here we are working together, you know, in the service of the poor. So actually, I don't have any idea on what you do at the outreach. Like, do you have any special
what do we
program?
do?
What are you doing with your outreach, you know, program?
Well, we do, well, there's all kinds of events.
Maybe you can
and
name just two.
Yes, the Oikos Sisters, one of the ones we just completed the other day was a day with the seniors. So seniors that come from the different barrios came to a central location here, and we had a wonderful day of, actually Dr. Norma, who was visiting with you earlier in the week, she gave a great talk with the seniors. We had a lunch, we had some dancing, some Zumba exercise, and just some visiting, and they have the opportunity to visit with each other. It's a wonderful day, and we've done that for several years. Since I've been here, we've been doing that. Today we went and visited a school. I think there were 300 children that we were feeding today.
Also
Having
having a
feeding program today
feeding
with the
program
school,
today.
and giving out snacks with little valentines, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's just visiting with the children. They're incredible, and such energy, so many smiles. It's very infectious.
Yeah.
Yes. So in programs like that, that
Yeah.
I think keep missioners coming back, because we engage directly with the communities, with the different communities, and unfortunately construction is always kind of stuck where they are. And of course in the hospital, we feel badly as the surgeons and nurses are all working very hard, and we actually get to go out and be with the people, which is a treat, really a privilege.
So maybe the good thing is you have a free hand, you know what you're gonna do, you know, in the outreach.
Yes. Yeah.
So like you don't know what you're gonna do. But you know, speaking of your other talents, Kathy, you know, maybe because I know you paint, you know, I've
Yes.
seen your paintings, you know,
Yes.
at the visitation. Maybe we can tell us about, you know.
Well, you know, one that actually grew out of my first our invitation from Sister Clarissa. She knew I was an artist, and
yeah,
so
she's an artist.
she said, come and teach higher level arts to the high school children, drawing, painting, printmaking type skills. And I said yes. So I brought those materials along with me that first year. The second year, in visiting in the summertime, I said, Sister Clarissa, we need a project. She said, let's do a mural. So we have the next following January, we organized a mural painting. And typical of Mission, when I got here, I had to ask, what's the theme? We had to come up with a theme like that. But we did, you know, and everyone could work on it. And it was actually a really terrific project, because the children could work on, all ages could participate. We could, the doctors, the nurses, when they had time off, they wanted to just fill in. And it was similar to a coloring book.
Yeah.
Everyone can participate, all ages. So it really was terrific to bring the community together. And then step back. It was interesting for me as an artist, because I could kind of create this coloring book. And as the week went on, as it progressed, more people wanted to come in and participate and fill, and I could just step back and let them.
That's
work.
nice. I mean, you know, if only we could have, you know, the time, you know, to be also with the outreach, you know, we would, because usually when we are toxic, we call it toxic at the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, especially when there are emergencies at the hospital that we have to bump off patients of our own, so we could not catch up with our schedule for the day. So I know it's hard also for the surgeons at the hospital, but then, you know, we don't expect emergencies, but then when emergencies come, it will usually our doctors will be doing them. So usually they would say, I might as well be at the outreach or the construction next year. So they think that it's another option, you know. They are medical, but then at the back of their mind, you know, they know that if they won't like to be in the medical team anymore, they won't like to work at the hospital, they still have the outreach and the construction system, like a fallback.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's nice that if I don't, even if I'm a doctor, I'm
Yes,
a nurse, or I'm a
absolutely.
medical, so if I don't like to work with the medical team at the hospital, I could always go. I mean,
Right.
you can choose between the two structure.
And oftentimes, especially in internal medicine or in nursing, sometimes if it is a quieter day, or they will come with us just for the day.
Yeah.
You know, which is, I think, a
It's
great.
It's therapeutic.
Just very, exactly, very therapeutic, just to kind of give them a little rest, a little sunshine, and
Yeah.
out with the people, so
Yeah.
that they can go back the next day re-energized.
Yeah, because you know how it is at the hospital, especially during something chaotic, and you know, everybody wants, you know, to have the surgery.
Yes.
You know, if
Yeah.
we at our end, we don't like any surgery, we don't like the pills and everything. But then, you know, these people from the barrios, I don't know, they just want to have the surgery as
Yes.
well. Like they want your med, and then the sad thing here is they don't want to be seen by the local doctors. They want to be seen by you.
No.
Right? So we call it, though you want to be seen by the doctors have high noses, we call it the long nose.
The long nose.
So that's why they have to queue, you know, and they stayed for like the whole day, just trying to wait for like Diane or Dr. Grant or Megan to come out,
Right.
and then they would rush to him like, everybody wants to go to the Americans, you know. So, I mean, it's like they worship you, you know, because of like Americans. Wow, here comes the American, you know, because you know America is America, you know. It's an American dream, you know. When I had the interview, and then I mean, luckily I was fortunate that I only had first interview, and then I made it. So. And then the guard, you know, at the embassy, he was looking at me, and then, you know, I wanted to shout, you know, run, but you cannot do it. So when I went to the restroom, and then the lady said, "You can shout now, ma'am." This made me showed, you know, that I was so happy, you know, when I make it. I mean, not everybody, you know, you know, I don't know. But then there was only one question, I mean, that made me pass the interview. It says, "Are you married?" So the day before, you know, I was going through the tips on how to be able, you know, to
Yes.
make it
Yes.
to the interview. I have lots of questions. Like my older brother, younger brother, he's a priest. He had been assigned in the U.S. for 8 years, but then he was recalled by the bishop because the bishop said, "You are needed here." So and right now he is the parish priest in Giwan. Yeah. He is in vacation in the U.S. also in New York, and then he was the one who petitioned as the 4 of his older sisters, or 4. So he's an American citizen.
Oh my
wow.
gosh! Wow.
So he petitioned, and then okay, these are your tips. You might as well review this the night before. So we're looking at it, and then I said, I don't know how I passed the interview because they only asked me one question: if I'm married. It's weird, you know, but
Yeah.
and then I said, oh, maybe I was just lucky, or maybe, I mean, that was really my slot, you know, I'll be able to go to the US, but I never expected I will be. It was never in my wildest dream. So
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and we were having that mission. I had that ended January 30. We were on a mission. I left early as 1 o'clock here in the morning,
Yeah.
and then I was supposed to have that interview at 7 o'clock. So I arrived in
Wow.
Manila around 5, and I go straight from the airport to the embassy. And after my interview, I also left that same day, you know, and came back to Barongo. So we're having that mission. It was a Friday.
Wow.
And then I said, Vic, because Dr. Jacob said, Vic, you know, I'm gonna do this for you. I mean, what? Your immigration officer said, congratulations. Have a great time in the US. So is it, I
That's-
passed.
that's pretty much
because he got my passport. So,
Yeah.
so is this real? Because I couldn't.
Wow.
So he just said,
Yeah.
congratulations. You have a great time in the US.
Yes.
Yeah, and then because my brother said if they get your passport, yeah, that's it. So anyway, that was my first time, and I went to visit, and then I stayed with Anne. Most of them staying with her.
Yes,
And then, you know, I would be telling Anne, I mean, what keeps you coming back? So, like you've shared earlier that, you know, the people here, you know, and then maybe because also of our need. It showed in the faces, you know, of the people that you're serving that we really need you. You know?
Well, just to piggyback on what you just said, now I don't think George ever, in my wildest dreams, did I think I would come to the Philippines.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a call. It's a call.
Yeah, it's a call. Yeah, because because a week before, was like some people, I mean, some organizations in the U.S. were telling him because. Are you going to the Philippines in Borongan in particular? Because they said, I mean, what the news, in the U.S. or in other parts of the world is, I mean, we have these rebels, we have NPAs and everything. So security-wise, it's not advisable for you to come here. But then I said, I don't think, those people, would ever touch it because I've been working with the DICE for a long time, and then they said it's not safe to go to the barriers, if it's something like. But I think those people, would respect us. We have two different like principles or bonds,
Right,
but then
right.
we all, I mean, all of us should just like to serve. So I think we have one thing in common, service.
Yes.
So maybe that's what maybe they understand us, they understand you're coming here, and though there are some hitches along the way, but then I think it's not a big deal.
I think it's always that way when you're doing God's work and serving, that there's always obstacles.
Yeah.
And you have to persevere. And in terms of coming here and coming to Borongan, I have always felt very safe in the city. I've always felt very safe and comfortable here for the 5 years, and I stay longer than the mission often. And I think it is partially, yes, there are needs here. When we're home, people say, why do you go that far? Why don't you just help here? And of course, every missioner does. Every missioner has they have a heart of service, so they serve in their communities, they serve in their church, their parish, their schools, etc. But for some reason, God has given us an extra push and said that has led us to here, led us to other
It's a way.
countries. Yeah.
It's a way of reaching out beyond what we thought we could do.
Right.
We've heard many times that we have to get out of our comfortable spot, our comfort zone, and go beyond that. And for me, that was motivation when I first came. But now, I'm comfortable here,
Yeah.
and it's become. At first, it was friendship, but now I feel like it's family.
Yeah, it's
really do.
like a vocation now.
Yeah.
Before, it was just like, remember when our finance officer at the diocese, during the wedding said, your first time, maybe you're just interested in, like an experience.
Yes.
But then, with this length of time that you've been coming, it's already perseverance.
Yes.
And I remember also Norma, when we were about to come here, I was with Norma and Rich in the van, I met you and I picked you up at the airport, and he said, you're crazy gringos, because Norma would call you gringos. I don't know.
Yes, she does.
I don't know why you crazy people keep coming. You have to have that flight, that long flight from Chicago to
Three.
your first
Three flights.
layover. Yeah.
Three flights.
So your first layover is either in Japan or Hong Kong, and then it would take you around 13, 15 hours, for the travel, and then you have the layover, and then from wherever you are to the Philippines, it would usually be what do you call this? 3 or 4 hours.
Good layover,
and then from Manila to Tacloban. So
It's a total between 35 to 40 hours from Chicago by the time we reach Borongan.
So, it's really, you are really interested and are willing. I mean, otherwise you won't be, just the trip along.
But I have to say, the trip, and I think this is true for missioners, sometimes, because you're on the airplane and you're folded up like a pretzel for quite a few hours, but then it's letting go of the comforts of America and kind of sliding into that role of missionary. So that's part of it. The trip is part of that.
Yeah, okay. So before we continue, with our conversation, we would like to pause for some moments for
May ada mga kabataan, mga batanon, na tinatabangan na itong kinabuhi. Damo aira, iton may ada na babarakan, unahadlukan. May ada naman na diri na nga ni Kinabuhi. Tungod kay haira pag-abat o pagtanaw. Waray nakarawat una higugma haira. Usahay, ginbabasol pa nga ni nira an ira mga kaanak. Tungod hindamo nga mga problema ganati ka nga hawan ira pamilya. Kapag katinuod maupay iton kinabuhi, waray mas mamaupay pa kayhan kinabuhi. Kay kung mahiintindihan la, bisan pangani ang mga problema, mga kabarakan, mga ayat o mga challenges, nakakabulig ini base pakusgon an kasing-kasing an kadatagsa o an kinabuhi. An batanon nga nadiri o nga diri na agihin kakurian, natitigurang nga maluya, malubay, oray kusog, ug diri nagiging malipayon. Sanglit ayaw igraot hinbuot kung usahay naagi hindamo nga mga pagsubok han imo kinabuhi. Lugod, pagpasalamat nga buhi ka.
Kung problema mo hin kapaso it panahon, magtanom ka hindamo nga mga kahoy. Kung problema mo hin dagko nga mga baha, magtanom ka hindamo nga mga kahoy. Kung karuyag mo kumaon it mga prutas, magtanom ka it mga kahoy. Kung karuyag mo maaliw sa mga awit han mga katamsihan, magtanom ka it damo nga mga kahoy. Kung karuyag mo hin maupay nga kinabuhi, magtanom ka hindamo nga mga kahoy. Ibalik naton ang normal nga dalagan it panahon. Inaagi naton pagtanom it mga kahoy. Ini po ani Obispo Bishop Crispin Vargas, the Bishop of the Diocese of Morongan.
One question I'd like to ask church,
Yes.
I'd like to pose to church, How did you convince your wife to come with you this year?
Yes, my wife Michelle, this is her first mission, my third, her first. I think it started when I first came home after the first mission. I couldn't stop talking about it. She asked me one question, and I think I talked for about 25 minutes. But she saw how much it meant to me. She saw how important it was to me, and the only obstacle, we had to wait for our son to finish high school. He finished last year. So this year she was able to come, and she was worried about the travel, because it is long. But I can tell you this, last night in our room, she was talking about the things she needs to bring for next year.
Oh, boy, that's
So-
nice.
The people of Barungan have gotten to her heart also. And it wasn't hard to convince her. All I had to do was be honest with her. And I told her my honest feelings about coming here, about meeting the people, about doing the work. And she saw how it changed me. And it's changed me for the better. My faith is stronger. Marley, the people here re-energize my faith every time I come. They teach me what it is to live for others. I come here for 2 weeks and they serve me. It's amazing how generous the people are with very little material things that they have, but they give me their presence. They're there with me. I don't, when I'm here, I don't feel like me, them.
Yeah,
I don't feel that.
gap at all.
No,
Like
we're
everybody,
here.
yeah, you're on the same, I mean, we're at the same level.
Yes, and it's wonderful. Whether I'm talking to someone who might be living on the street or someone who owns a business, we all talk as friends, and I really feel that that is because the faith is so strong with people here, and they care about family. We talked about that actually in the break, that sometimes that is a reason missioners can't come, because they have family at home, which is why Michelle couldn't come. Our family has to come first,
Yeah,
but now we have a second family.
yeah.
Our daughter is married, our son is in the Army, so she was available, and she doesn't regret a second of it now.
Actually, these were the same words that Norma and Reed said last week when I interviewed her. You found a family away from home, a
Yes.
second family. And, you know, I know we're religious, you know, we are traditional also. Maybe because it's also, we have a partner in the diocese, we have the bishop and the priest, you know, and the religious. So I think it also, it also enhances, you know, the relationship. Like, we're not just an ordinary partnership.
No.
Yeah, I have to say, we're here at the invitation of Bishop Crispin, and he sets the example. He greets us
Yeah.
individually.
He's very
He-
humble.
He's very welcoming to us as a group, but also as individuals. And we learn from the Oikos sisters, working with them closely. I work with them day to day. George is with
Oh, yeah, I see him.
And we learn. I learn a tremendous amount personally from them. How they approach problems, how they problem solve, how they enter into people's lives in their time of crisis, and they bring that smile and joy, and they try to assist in the way that they can. And sometimes that's just a conversation, and other times it's just what's needed, and no one is ever turned away. And I when I come away from mission, I try to hold on to that sense of hospitality, that sense of service, that sense of graciousness, of raising people in their dignity, you know. So I think for both of us, we come away so much richer. And we do have that feeling of family.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you were talking about the American dream. Well, when we're home, that American dream can make us anxious. We worry about the wrong things. We chase the wrong things. When we come here, it's pure. It's life. And I don't worry about the things I worry about. Sister Minerva, God will provide.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have, as Americans, go, 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 go. We have to understand to put that aside. And it helps. Like Kathy was saying, it helps. With the things I've learned here, help me back home to not do that.
To be more Christ-centered.
Yeah.
Really to be more Christ-centered and not be distracted. And certainly the sisters teach us that.
Yes.
So just like what we have also in the hospital, because, you know, they're not so used, you know, to the equipment, you know, we don't have any hard things. So usually the nurses, the doctors, you know, would like, oh, we need this one, and then we cannot provide them because, you know, I said, you know, you're on a mission. So whatever we can provide you, I think you have to do with it because you've been used, you know, to the high technology, but, you know, we're very remote. Like the Philippines is a third world country until now, so there would be times that, especially the doctors, you know, they would need this kind of thing, and then if they are given, they're not modern, you know, the high tech is always, we just have to do with it. Like, they are manual, not the automatic. So because, you know, everything in America is instant, and we cannot do it here. So you might as well, you know, whatever is available there. So the anesthesiologist, the anesthetists would maybe they would just, oh, I don't know how we're going to do about it. I mean, they also, their creativity, you know, comes
Yes.
out, you know.
They come together
They
as a
come
together,
team. Yeah.
They, you know, they share ideas.
That's what I saw in your, like, regardless of what professions you came from, and then you from the different countries, and yet when you work, you always work as a team. Like, yeah, it's
We
like-
really see that on the construction side, because I work construction at home, and it is so different.
Yeah,
But
I know.
it's beautiful to see, because I don't want to, it's not simple, because what they do is complex.
Yeah.
The work they do is complex, but they do it with simple materials. And they teach me so much when I'm here. They teach me. At home, we throw things away.
Yeah.
Here, they use everything. They don't throw anything away.
Yeah, we always recycle.
Yes,
Recycle,
yes.
right.
I think I've hit the same nail about 10 times in different boards.
Yeah.
But that's great. That's the way it should be. You know, we come from a land that is wasteful.
So much. You have so much.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
So that's why, I mean, it's so different than here. You come to a place where, everything is, especially with the poor, they don't have anything and yet they're happy.
But it's better sometimes, Marley.
You know,
It's
in-
really better.
In outreach, we see that with the children visiting the schools, and we comment about it, that the children here they have a beautiful childhood. It doesn't matter what barangay or where they are, because they're truly allowed to be children.
Yeah.
You know, they're not on their cell phones, they're not, they're just playing and just happy in the day and
we still
with their friends.
we still eat together. We have dinner together. We have breakfast together. We go to church together.
Yes.
Simple things like that. Usually is very basic,
Yeah.
in having in a family. Like, because in the US you're all busy.
Well, too many times.
Things, too many distractions like this high tech.
Yes.
Because it's part of being being a powerful country.
Well, what we see it at older levels, high school and college, it's good to compete against your classmates, because then everybody gets better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes back home, that competition gets to the little kids, and they start to compete, and it's not, like you said, like
not
Kathy said, it's not
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
They don't enjoy being a
being
child.
Just being kids. Just playing.
They're trying to grow up too fast, and it's our fault. It's no one else's fault. Our country has done that to ourselves, and
You're
that's
just
what.
spoiled.
You
You have
you're right.
everything.
It feels you're right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe it's a part of growing up. Everything is there. Like we here, we grew up that we have to work, for what we need, because not all of us,
But
are well off.
You know what, Marley? We at home, I look at it. A lot of us are happy. Here, you have joy.
Yeah.
Joy is deeper. You can be happy opening a birthday present,
Yeah.
but the
The
people
joy.
here have real
It's
joy
like
for
it's
life.
A long-lasting
Yes.
joy.
Yes.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Even in children, especially in children. Not much with the adult, because they bring, they are the ones bringing the problems, for the day, like the parents. But then,
Well, even I have to say that the parents here, and I mean, they're so similar. Like children are the same everywhere. Parents are the same everywhere. It's the health of their children. That they have something to eat, that they're going to school. They have the same concerns. The same. It doesn't matter the family situation. The parents have the same concerns as in the U.S. It's all about their children and really their health and their education.
Yeah.
Their welfare.
In the hospital, in our medical side, it's usually our dilemma, because usually most of the people who comes, usually it would be their first time to see a
Right.
doctor, and it's so touching, because they come from far places and they don't have any doctors, because our doctors usually stays in the town, and then usually a town would have at least 4 to 8 barrios, and imagine how can she visit the it's just one. So we have these health centers, we have at the barrios. So we have also the barrio health workers to train them. But then, one of the obstacle, of them getting help, being a priority, is because there is a property, so their priority would be like, they just want to have meals a day.
Yes.
So health is at the back of their plans, because just coming here they have to pay the transport. So
Right.
why would I go there when if I go there my children would be hungry?
Right.
So that's why what we did this time is we had requested, we tapped the local mayors that if ever we have patients, who needs really to have medical care, you want us to help them, might as well you if you can fund the transportation
That's
and
great.
the food when they are here, maybe it would be a great help that they be able to access our
Right, right.
And I love that more and more people are getting involved
Yeah.
locally too.
Yeah,
Because, we're only here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we go away. We're going to come back.
Yeah.
But we go away for a
Yeah,
long
so
time.
2 weeks in a year,
Yeah, it's
and
not
for
much.
the rest of for the rest of the month, so somebody has to take care of them.
Yes.
So that's actually that's what we're doing now. We try to get the local government be involved, especially in healthcare,
Yes.
aside from the health education that we are getting. So we also want them to get involved in if they want their patients to recover fully. So we explain it that we need also your assistance, because I'm sure they are the voters. Aside from
yeah.
that. So it's the responsibility to take care, of the people, in their area, as mayors, as vice mayors, or councilors. So at least we're happy that this year some of the mayors have responded.
Yeah.
So, and what we did also is to bring the services closer to the people. We had clustered the towns this time, and then we pick a town which is strategic, to the group of towns, and then we bring the nurses, the doctors there, to screen out.
Okay.
So instead of them coming here,
Right,
so
right.
it would take them along, then they'll leave their jobs there. So what we did, we bring the services closer to them. And also, so they just come here, for the work, the final test, for them to prepare them for the mission. So just like what you're doing, you usually go to the barriers instead of
Right.
letting those people from the barriers come. So you go there, you
Yes.
pick a barrier every year, but this year I think there was some sort of like we had security problems, so that's what the bishop said, that you should not be going, to the
Right.
barriers.
But there was plenty to serve close into town.
Yes.
and
So
plenty
yeah,
to
that's
serve
what we've
here.
been talking with Vince earlier, that if ever during your next missions you wanted to go to the barriers, you have to coordinate, because we would let the local government know that you're coming, so just also for security reasons, we won't know. So hopefully nothing will,
Yeah.
But during the last 16 years we have, it's always been peaceful.
Very
Everybody has
peaceful.
been very cooperative, so and everything.
Yeah, we've like Kathy said earlier, we all feel very safe here,
Yeah.
and we understand the local people do a very good job of making us feel safe,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that, because we understand we stick out. We're
Yeah.
we're different. We're different, but when you were talking earlier about the people and what we can do in these 2 weeks. If we leave nothing behind, we just want the people here to know that we care about them, that even though we're far away at home, I still speak to everybody I know
Yes.
about Barunga.
Absolutely.
I talk about my time here. So even though we're not here, part of me is. And
You
I
left
talk
the
about
part of you here.
I hope
Every
so.
time you leave, 50% of yourself here.
It's true, and we continue to tell the story because the story keeps unfolding I think for each missioner, the story keeps unfolding, and we just keep adding a chapter, and we witness and we give testimony to the people here and the needs here, and that they're needed. That there's a place for them here, and you just plant the seed. And some people will say, "Oh, I could never do that," but I always say, "Well, maybe you will someday. Maybe you will."
And we do. We talk about enough. Even the company I work for, the people there ask me, as they know, because they know I'm going, because I tell them. But
They're curious.
They ask me, and the owners of the company encourage me to go. They donate equipment. We bring equipment that my company donates because they see how much it means to me. And let's see, I want to say starting in about October, people start asking me, when do you guys leave?
Yes,
When do you
yes.
guys leave? When do you leave? And I get asked all the time, though, because they know I'm going to go, and I tell them, and I can see in their mind, they're thinking, maybe I could go.
Yeah.
And little by little,
Exciting part.
yeah,
It's true.
little by little.
Yes.
But you know, I'm just looking at you now, you know, I mean, you have that passion, I mean, so how much more, you know, when you're talking about it at home, so maybe your wife saw you, you're like, you're very convinced.
I
yeah.
know. I think my husband is like, just go, will you? I keep talking about it like, George, just go.
I'm being calm because I'm on TV.
Yeah.
But if I was talking to a friend, I go
Right,
and go and
right.
talk and talk and talk.
Right. So, I mean, it's also, you know, we're also very much grateful, you know, that you keep on coming. But then, you know, I think this is the only mission, I mean, as far as I know, because there are also some missions, you know, that we are not part of. I think this is only the mission that everybody, you know, I think it's the whole town or the whole province looking forward to.
Yeah, it's the
because,
partnership.
Yeah.
I think it's the true
Every time we
partnership.
hear of the bully couples, you know, during our initial screenings, because I usually go to the communities, and then, you know, is this the bully couples? Everybody is excited. I mean, we start as early as September, October, and November. We go to the communities, and then also everybody wants to come and, you know, to enroll.
Yes.
I mean, for them, it's a big thing.
Well, our diocese, the Diocese of Joliet has, I don't know if it's officially adopted the Diocese of Burungan, but there is a relationship
Yeah.
now.
Yes,
There is, they want to support it. They
Yeah.
want to, they encourage us to make it grow.
Yeah.
In our partnership also, through the diocese, through the provincial hospital, the government, and through the Oikos sisters who are helping with identifying for construction, helping to identify the barrios and the barangay that we're going to go to, you know, just all that coming together is and then the work continues. We kind of slip in. You know, it's kind of the schedule set, and we slip in, and we're the hands or the boots on the ground. We say in America, we call it the boots on the ground. You know, the willing participants, and we're there to work. But then it continues after we leave, and that is really helpful. Like for us, we have a blessing tomorrow for
Yes.
the construction. But it won't be completely finished. The work
Yeah.
will continue.
Yeah, even
You know, and-
even when you go.
Yes, and even the feeding programs, it's not
It's a
something contrived for us.
continuing,
It continues.
So we
The work
always
continues.
have a reason to come back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Always.
even, you know, in our, you know, at the medical team, you know, we don't stop, you know.
No.
Because we have this mission after the mission. Even, you know, if the medical team would go, we still have some patients that would come and be
Yes.
coming back, follow-ups and
Follow-up,
everything.
right.
And then usually this is, you know, when we are about to start, you know, for the next mission. So,
Yes.
so I think the mission or our partnership doesn't end. So,
No,
you know,
no.
it's a
It's not a
continuing,
single event.
it's
It's
a continuing
continuous.
partnership, and both of us, you know, we're learning a lot from you, and you're learning also a lot from us.
Right,
So-
we're not working in
so,
isolation.
yeah.
We're really,
So-
truly working together.
And if we weren't treated so well when we're here, we would lose missioners.
Yeah.
But the people of Barangan are so wonderful to all of us that sometimes it makes me uncomfortable
Oh.
how giving they are to me. I'm here, I want to serve, but they keep trying to serve me. I'm
It
stop.
feels guilty about it.
I came to help. I came to serve, but no, it's beautiful. But it's
That's how
beautiful.
Filipino hospitality
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you know, you give everything what you have, you know. That's what I mean. That's our characteristics. We're
Yes.
very famous for that hospitality. We would give up our bed, you know, if we have guests. We
Yes.
have give up our bed, our food, the only food that we have, just to you know,
Yes.
here for the
And
visitors.
these are they're big lessons,
Yeah.
but they're the little things that
Yeah.
we as missioners pick up as
Yeah.
we learn from everyone
So we
here.
could sacrifice a lot, you know, from the only thing that we have, you know, for our visitor or from people who would need it more than us.
And I have taken that home with me. There are things that I could do for myself. My wife, Michelle, and I, there's things we could do for ourselves, but instead, we will donate, or we'll donate our time, or we'll, you know,
It's not all, you know, the monetary kind of donations.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
And it's a transforming experience.
I have
Personally
truly been
transformed.
changed. I have been changed by Barangan.
Yeah, I mean, so I hope you keep on coming back, and we are also so proud that in our own little way we're able to change you, to influence you, and make this mission more like family-like mission, not a mission anymore. Like we have established this kind of relationship that even if you go, your hearts, your minds are still with us, and we continue to be doing what you left, just like with us at the medical team. So I mean, I don't know. I can't ask for more.
It's becoming for me. It's
Yeah.
becoming less of a mission and more of a family visit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Even at the hospital, before the employees, usually they will be shy with them, but now we are talking to each other.
Yes.
We get to eat together, and then we form like we could joke with each other. I mean, this is what happened after 16 years. So
Yes.
hopefully we can continue the mission, and you can also encourage, some of your people there, to come and visit us. Maybe the younger ones.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. We
So,
need all ages. Everyone is
Yeah,
welcome.
there's
you would-
something for everyone.
Especially with the medical team, we need the
Yeah.
younger ones.
Yes,
So
yes.
because how we're like Dr. Grant and Norma,
You have to prepare for those who will follow. And you
Yeah.
have to have confidence that others will follow.
Yeah.
But you have to set up the
That we have to have a good foundation,
foundation.
Yeah.
and we'll build from that.
Right, right.
And I think we have the foundation now.
Yeah, we have.
I do.
So I mean, everybody's very comfortable with each other, and we know that we are safe, and even if we have less, to give you, and yet, you are very responsive, also to our needs, and that's the most important thing. So helping each other in every little way that we can. So I'm not a construction. I'm not also a doctor. I'm not an artist. I'm
Well, you
not
can come join us.
Yeah.
You have to come for a
Yeah,
day.
hopefully they can
I'll give
if they
you-
can set me free.
We'll give you a paper.
So Norma would be saying, I'd rather be at the construction, and I would like to be the outreach, but you're more needed here, with your kind of expertise.
Well, our sum is greater than our parts.
Yeah,
Together.
But we all do
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and we
That-
support each other.
Yeah, that diversity is strength.
yeah.
It's not a
As you
weakness.
said, right.
Yeah.
The thing that I would say first, whenever you come, despite of you came from different walks of life, and
Yeah,
then,
very
you work as a team, you think like a team. I mean, you do everything as a team. That's the most important thing. So we have limited time, so I think it's time for us, to say goodbye. So any parting messages, for the people of Borongan?
I would just like to thank you again for inviting us to your life. It's been very important to me, and I will not forget you. I will be back.
Thank you, Kathy.
Well, I would just like to convey that it's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to serve with you, to accompany you, and I'm so grateful for the relationships and the friendships that have grown over the past 5 years through my service here and with my
So,
time here in Brock.
Thank you for coming.
Salamat
Thank you.
po.
Salamat
Salamat
po.
po.
Okay, see you next
I'm learning.
year.
I'm learning.
So but you should.
Yes.
Because most of the time you are, with the locals.
Yes.
So,
They teach us.
yeah.
Little by
okay.
little.
So,
Oh, thank you very much, Marlon. That was easier than I
That
thought.
was easy.
With the truth that truly sets us free.